What's up everyone, you're watching an Inside My Mind gameplay on the map Dam. Today it's going to be a team deathmatch. So this morning I went up the stairs and I completely ate shit. I don't think anybody saw it, but it's not going to be much different from this match. I do die quite a bit and it's not a game that I win. Somebody correctly pointed out that I often post matches with little mistakes and where I tend to do very well. It is true that you get to see what I post, but there is value in posting games where I don't win or I don't do as well as I would have hoped. So this gameplay strikes a nice balance for me. It's entertaining. I do pretty well, but my team ultimately loses and I have quite a lot of deaths that we can go over here. So getting right into it, I love to contest the boomshot grenade area on Dam, especially for TDM and execution, because those weapons are very strong and it's closer to the spawn point. I find on this map that when you go to the sniper area, it just takes too long to get there and you often leave your teammates hanging out to dry, for lack of better words, which is never good off the start of matches. You're going to see here that I kind of just work right hand and let the player come to me, so that's great, but at this point I should have backed off. There are two players here and I elect to hold here and I get picked off as a result of that, so definitely should have backed off. Now here I was quite surprised to find out that I got lancered in the back. I think the spawn points just flipped, but one of the problems that happened throughout this match is that I often had enemy team coming up behind me and killing me. So you'll see, I'll say a few things about that later on. I push this player because I think he's just stalling and I want to get grenade control, which will help me throughout the match. Here's a really cheeky, hilarious kill that I get. Instead of focusing on this guy like he's focusing on me, I was just looking at this planet grenade, waiting for the right time to shoot it, and sure enough I do. So a pretty resourceful kill. And I pick off another player to win grenades. So all around, a couple good kills, and you'll see me coming back to the grenade area time and time again because it's just so defensible and obviously it gives you access to grenades. A pretty sloppy grenade there, and now I'm in a really sticky position. I don't want them getting boom shot, and I was getting shot in the back. And then on the side there, I did not see that player on the side. That's a great little window to use to help your teammate, so props to that guy. Here I really like how I lancered this player down. I stood still, and as I've said before, when you're standing still, you're a lot more accurate with the lancer, and when players are really far away, you can also feather tap it to just maintain accuracy at a distance, so that was a nice, clean, easy kill that I got. At this point, we have quite a few spawns, so it seems like it should be easy to close out the round. Here's another instance where I got killed from behind. I do use a headset. I didn't hear the player that time, so I'm not sure if my hearing just wasn't working that day, but when players are sneaking up behind you constantly, you really got to clue into that early on in a game, and that usually means that the other team is either communicating or your team doesn't really know how to set up on the map properly to prevent those kinds of flanks from happening. Mind you, when spawn points are flipping, that also makes the gameplay a lot more messy, which is another reason you really want to be aware of when spawns are flipping. And now it actually tells you when the spawns do flip, so definitely keep an eye on that when you are playing matches. So there's the first round. It actually went pretty well, but you're going to see that this second round goes pretty horrendously, to say the least. Off the bat, I charge grenades, which is the closest area off spawn point and also another area I love to contest. A huge mistake for me off the bat. Here's a very cocky decision by me to push when I know a guy's coming behind me. With core damages, when you are outnumbered, regardless of how good you think you are or how bad you think the other players are, it is almost never a good idea to take those kinds of 2v1. So terrible decision by me. I got punished for it, and now they have a map control. Now, a little subtle thing to talk about. After they killed me, they did plant a grenade, and I did hear it on my screen, which is why I take out my smoke and I try to whip it. It was a bad smoke grenade, which is unfortunate because my teammate actually just runs in there and dies anyway, so potentially I could have saved him if I had a better smoke or if we were communicating, but what's done is done. At this point, I'm thinking of going for insins because we have nothing. We're getting killed. We've only taken 2 lives of theirs. I want to grab it, but after seeing these players, I'm just not confident that I can do that and survive. But you're going to see I actually die here too. The enemy team there did a really nice bait and switch where I was basically shooting at one player, and then when he was weak, he backed off and his teammate stepped in. That is class gameplay. That is exactly how you want to be playing this game when you have teammates. It's just unfortunate that I was on the receiving end of that. And now you can see, like I was saying, this is turning into a very difficult round. 4-12. I don't know if I've even picked up a kill at this point, but I have already died twice. Once again, a player gets behind me. I'm lucky I even got that trade, to be honest, because I don't feel like I deserved it. He had a better position on me. Since I'm dead, I'm just taking the opportunity to kind of flip through the cameras of my teammate screens, and that will tell me where the other team is. Seems that they're concentrated at the sniper area, so that means that there's a good chance I can go to grenades with not too many people contesting for it. Now, I did hear somebody plant a grenade over here, so I throw a smoke, and I did actually blow it up. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Your smoke grenades are great for fishing out those plants that you think are there, but you're not quite sure. At this point, we have no respawns, and the other team has a pool of 14 lives, so that's pretty heavy. I speed up the gameplay here. I'm actually going to have a nice little run here, so to speak. I predict that the players are going to come from their spawn and just run in this direction, so that was a way for me to get an easy kill. And now I'm just going to hold out the grenade area because it's super defensible. You can see I picked off that player. He didn't even have a chance to get a shot off on me, and I'm actually going to get another player fairly soon the same way. Once again, this player spawns and he runs in this direction, which is a tendency a lot of players have. So knowing where players will flow from is extremely helpful for picking up kills. So I have grenades, and as you can see with this guy, I got off 2 clean shots before he could even start shooting me. And that's just another example of how great this grenade area can be for defensibility. My concern now is to keep them off the drop shot, and I was able to kill someone with the grenade, but unfortunately they grabbed it, and as you can see, it's 1 versus 10 essentially in terms of pool of lives, so this is just incredibly hard. Obviously, I'm not expecting to win. I'm just going to try to take as many people as I can with me. I do a surprisingly good job of dodging just about everything here and surviving. I'm surprised I even survived this long, so some decent movement on my end. You are going to see a pretty nice kill that I get just by swinging around the cover, but ultimately it's going to prove fruitless. There's just too many guys. I don't even have enough ammo if I, was able to take out all these players, but there's the second round. Definitely a tough one, and now it's going to go to a round 3. So for this third round, you're going to see that I actually go for the M bar area. Now, when I do this, it's normally a sign that I've lost confidence in my team. Like I was saying, I think it's kind of a poor man setup to go here because you get inferior weapons and it takes way too long. But after that last round, I'm just not feeling that things are going to go super great. So I'm going to try to contest this area with the mentality that securing something is better than nothing. So unfortunately, I can't pick it up. As you saw, there was a boom shot that came after me there. There was an ensign, and now I have players on me. You're going to see I get off a really nice toss with the ensign here. A word about the ensigns, it's mostly about prediction when they're not standing still of where they're going to be. You want to be throwing the ensigns to where they're moving versus just throwing it directly at them, with the exception being that if they're standing still, obviously you're going to throw it at them. That player bounced a heck of a lot. Too bad he forgot to fire. I was able to pick him off. This guy gets in a quick little teabag, so he must be pretty excited to have secured that kill. Now, this is a bit of a frustrating moment because I did take out 3 players. I'm feeling like I did my job, but unfortunately my team wasn't able to do much, and we lost everything. You can see I'm on the truck here. This is not camping so much as it is scouting, and let me say that when you're in this truck, this is normally a terrible sign. You do not want to be in there. I was trying to check to see which areas are safe so I can try to secure at least some part of the map to control, and ultimately I decide that I'm going to try to go for the grenade area. So I do head over to the grenade area, and keep in mind that for the core weapon playlist, it's a 30-second respawn for weapons, which is barely anything, but that's assuming that they've actually been used. So I'm currently waiting on grenades, and here I'm just going to set up knowing that players are probably going to flow through this way, and I'm able to pick up a kill. Now there I had an active reload, a Lancer, and I'm pretty sure there's a headshot damage multiplier for the Lancer, although I'm not 100% sure on that. So that player was not paying as much attention as he should have been, and I was able to pick off an easy kill. And at this point I also have grenades. Super desperate move here. I plant a grenade. I hate planted grenades, but if anything, that's just a testament of how desperate I'm getting this match. I know I've gotten killed from behind quite a few times, and I don't know if I'll be alive long enough to use both grenades, so I do plant one. I know I'm going to get some death threats for it, but as you can see on the screen, I actually just picked up a kill from someone flowing in that direction. So I'm going to go ahead and say it is justified. But generally speaking, I do prefer to hang on to the grenades. I really don't like planting them. I think it slows down gameplay, and I always feel cheated if I get killed by a plant, and I don't feel like I've been rewarded if I get a kill with it. But desperate times calls for desperate measures when you're trying to win a match. I was able to secure the boom shot, and that's pretty nice. This is going to give us a lifeline and some hope. And if you were watching this and I didn't tell you we were going to lose, you thought, hey, maybe there is a chance here. A word about this zombie dom you're seeing: when a player has an explosive like me, don't be in their way. Just give them room to breathe to use the weapon properly. You can see that I meleeed him there, and that was out of frustration. That is a mistake on my part. I should have just been more concerned with my own gameplay there. I was just a little bit frustrated because he was so close to me, and it was possible that I could have boomed myself because he stepped in front. So just as a general rule of thumb, it's good to give your teammates room to breathe for every weapon they use, especially with the boom shot. Now we're down to a 2v5, and this is a really sticky situation. Boom's on respawn. We don't have any power weapons. I'm trying to back off here. I should have backed off faster than I did, especially given that my teammate had backed off. And you're going to see they picked up boom, and I'm just thinking, okay, it's time to get out of here. But it was just too late, and they collapsed in on me. A difficult situation all around, so it's hard to critique, and that's more or less going to be the match for me. So definitely riddled with a lot of mistakes, but riddled with some really good moments too, and hopefully you can take some pointers there for yourself to kind of incorporate in your own gameplay. Now this player you're watching, shout out to him because he actually almost pulls off the clutch for us, and I'm pretty confident that if he wasn't up against a boom shot, he would have been able to secure that. So it was nice to see somebody else kind of step up for the chance of us winning. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.